Hi, I'm Mac McCarthy, and I help people with their breakups. I'm going back to back on the live streams here. I just want to share some of these reaction videos live. But let's get into this one. She ain't never coming back, bro. AMS is a legend on YouTube, 500,000 subscribers. He's got a good take. He's entertaining. He gets to the point. And this was actually really good advice on a guy that originally came to him. I guess he does these 15-minute clips where he gives advice. And you could tell this guy originally comes and he's just asking him for some business advice, and he gives him some good business advice. And he's like, I got one more question. I just had a breakup. So this is where he goes. It's only about 8 minutes deep, but it's really interesting because I really like alpha male strategies. They call them AMS, or we can call them AMS. His approach is just to the point. He holds nothing back, man. And he gives pretty good advice. And what I like about it here is he goes out of his way at the end to give advice to the individual. Hey, man, this is your style. This is who you are. If you're not red pill, then don't do red pill. Do purple pill. Like, don't. Maybe this isn't what I would do, but do what's best for you, right? And that's when you're coaching or you're giving advice or you have the authority from your platform, instead of imposing on, this is what I would do. He's always sharing what he would do. But in this particular case, what he would do in his own life might not be best for the individual that he's talking to. And I think he does a really good job here at the end of just reeling that back in and go, hey, man, that's all right. If you have a girlfriend of 2 years or whatever, like calls it purple pill, whatever, but saying it's okay. That's not maybe how he would do it, but be okay with that. So let's just take a quick look at this.
AMS.
Go ahead.
I just recently went through a breakup, man. I kind of know what you're gonna say, but I kind of, what I'm saying, got a little I wouldn't say needy, but kind of like fell off my masculine frame a little bit at the end, right?
Okay.
And went through a breakup. And it's been like a week. But I think I already know what you're gonna say, because she is a good girl, you know what I'm saying? I know this, people gonna be like, hey, ain't no such thing as a unicorn. But yeah, it was my girl, but was with her for like 2 years. I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna be like, yeah, don't contact her. If she come back, she come back. But if not. But in your opinion, in this type of situation where she broke up with me, should I just leave it alone completely? Don't even worry about it. Just say fuck it, or in that situation, what would
Get started, and AMS gets into this, right? He's like, she broke up with me. I know I shouldn't contact her. I know what you're going to say. It's like, what's your story, right? Like, if you're going to get good advice, you're going to probably need more than 15, 20 minutes to explain your story, because wherever you're coming from, and you could tell this guy's holding some things back, because I don't blame him. You're on camera right now. You're on a video. AMS gets a lot of people that watch his channel, and so he's not giving up, all the ins and outs. He's kind of moving around like that and whatnot. And the reality is, for AMS to give him some advice, he needs to. It's not cut and dry that she broke up with you. She was a good girl. I know I shouldn't contact her. I know I should do no contact. But like, what happened? What actually happened though? Like, give some background on this. And he asked that eventually, because it isn't just cut and dry that, oh, you broke up, so never talk to her again. Like, just dump her for the streets. You know what I mean? It's like, what? It's like Corey Wayne always goes, she's for the streets. It's like, well, what happened in your breakup though? Like, what actually what happened in your breakup counts, right? It really counts.
You got no other choice.
Huh?
You have no other choice, because if you reach out to her, this is what's this is the two things what I've seen what happen when you reach out to the woman, and I've done it in the past. She either becomes a tyrant, or she just loses all love and respect for you because you're showing weakness. Y'all got, so I want you to go through the psychology of this, right? I want you to listen to what I'm saying.
Well, I wasn't technically going to reach out to her, but in your opinion, like, would you like take, in your opinion, would someone like that come back? I guess what I'm saying.
Why y'all broke up? Because that's what matters.
because I was red pill before I got with her. You know what I'm saying? And it's always gonna be in the back of your mind, like, okay, all these bitches gonna be cheating.
You show insecurities.
So red pill cost you the relationship, right? So that's not even detailed, right? Because one person's details of what red pill is and what it means to be in a relationship is one thing. So he's saying, I was red pill, so it affected my relationship. That's why she broke up with me. I'd say, and he goes straight to, so you're insecure. So you're insecure, right? And it's really cool because AMS, he's sitting on this platform. He's got 500,000 viewers. He can say whatever he wants. Most people are going to listen. He's got a lot of clout. And he went anecdotal and basically he's like, I've had moments like that, and explains why an individual gets insecure in a relationship from his point of view. And the idea that this is just like kind of like a red pill thing or that, it's insecurity. It's deeper than just red pill or calling that. Like you're with a woman that you're worried is going to cheat on you. And I would just ask him if I was involved in this, like, have you cheated on her? Like, where's this coming from? Right? But AMS does a really good job here. Let's continue here.
Yeah.
You show insecurities.
Yeah. I thought I had suspicions that she was cheating.
Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it. I don't want to know how bad you got and how accused, but I want you to picture this, right? I had a bad girlfriend a long time ago in my 20s who accused me of stuff. And I remember when we broke up and I had to move home with my sister, right? And I remember the sigh of relief that came off my chest. She called me like 6 weeks later and talked to my sister. She called my phone, but I ain't answered. So she called my sister's phone and like, tell your brother, I'm thinking about this, that, other. There was nothing that woman could have said to make me want to get back with her, because she made my life a living hell with those false accusations that even she couldn't even suck a whole lot of dick to get me back. Because you got to understand that when you put that much stress on somebody's head, the sheer thought of getting back with you, that girl could have said, hey, I'll give her money. There was nothing she could do to make me want to get that stress back in my life of her accusing me. Man, listen, we went to a restaurant. Some girls walked in the restaurant. I looked over there and she told myself, like accusing me just because the girls walked in and I looked that direction. You think I want to bring this shit back in my life? And I say all that to you to say that I'm just putting myself in the woman's shoe. Would I want to invite myself back to that insecurity and all that bullshit again? So the odds of you getting back with a girl, if you did that for a prolonged period of time, I can just imagine the weight that came off her shoulders, because I remember the weight that came off my shoulders when I broke up that.
This is one of those things, he doesn't want to hear this, right? But being that it's only a 15-minute clip, this is the kind of advice you're going to get. Whereas if you broke down your story and you had an hour or 2 hours, you can get into the ins and outs and be like, well, get to the details of what you think she was cheating, or if you were jumping to conclusions, or if you were cheating on her. There's all kinds of ins and outs. He went straight anecdotal, and he was like, when I was on the other end of this is how I felt, which is true. And this is something that's good for this guy to hear, because he respects this guy, right? He's an authority in this area. So it's really interesting, right? Like you could just tell in the guy's body language, like he doesn't want to hear this right now, right? It's like he'd rather hear like, don't talk to her again. She was probably cheating, right? I would really want to know, do you have evidence that she was cheating, and like what was the ground zero of your breakup? Like what matriculated right then, right? But this is what most people would do, and it's highly entertaining because he's like, AMS is coming from a place where he's at the mountaintop in this kind of arena, and he's on, well, this is what happened to me on the other end, right? Which is very true. He's giving him a different perspective. And that's what you want when you go to a coach or go to someone online. Take it or leave it. You're looking for a different perspective from someone you respect.
When we broke up, and she called me like 6 weeks later, I ain't even want to suck a whole lot of nothing. I ain't want nothing to do with that girl. I ain't gonna invite that crazy shit back into my life. So the point what I'm trying to tell you is learn from it. Take it as a learning experience. I pushed a girl away about accusing her of doing that shit before. This was long before Red Pill. She was a dime piece and I was a broke ass mattress worker.
Right.
And so when she went around me, she was a fine ass girl that was going to Alabama State. And I'm some broke ass dude working at a mattress company that's slightly overweight. And she's this super hot chick that I just caught at the right time, right? And I'm just like, every time she's not around me, I'm calling the phone, like, why you answer the phone? And I pushed her away, and then I could do to get that girl back. And so what I'm telling you is when you stress people out like that, they typically don't want. But what I did from that, I've never done that again in my life. I've never been insecure like that again. It was a painful lesson because I cared a lot about that girl. It's like I'm 21.
This is a great point. So he gave it to him on two ends. When I was on the other end of a jealousy situation, and then he's going, I was with this woman, extremely hot, 21 years old. I'm working in a mattress place. She's in university. He's insecure because he thinks that he's batting above his weight, right? And guys and women will have this situation where they're with someone that they believe is above them or is too good. I don't think, just judging by this guy's body language, I don't think this was the case for him. So this anecdotal story, which is good, which is giving him two different perspectives, I'm not sure it lines up with what happened to this guy because of his reaction. He's saying more or less, I was red pill, so I always think that women cheat, this or that. It's like, it wasn't just red pill that put that in your mind. So, and I don't mean this in any negative context. I'm saying this in the sense that if you want to help through your breakup, the question would be, do you want to get back with her? And do you believe you were wrong or she was wrong? And are the problems fixable? Now, what AMS is doing is he's just giving you two different perspectives that are completely his and unique to his stories. And it's interesting because he's saying, I never did that again. It was a lesson learned, and I was insecure because of where I work. Basically, what he's saying is, I didn't think I was good enough for her. And so that led to insecurity. I don't think this guy's saying, I don't think she's good enough for me. He's saying that I have a certain mindset about women based on red pill content that makes me suspicious that they're cheating on me. He thought she was cheating. But we don't get to get into any of that specifically, right? But I like that, like I said, AMS is just giving, this is 15 minutes from what I understand. You just get 15 minutes, right? But it would be interesting, like, can we get a little deeper in your story? But that's what you get in 15 minutes, right?
All right. I was at the match con, so I was like 21. It was a painful lesson because I really liked her and she was a super hot girl. Every time we went out, heads are turning and shit like this. And I'm like, damn, I'm a dude making $10 an hour and I got a chick like I'm a boss, you know. So it was a painful lesson, but learn from it and understand where it comes from. It comes from you not doing what you supposed to be doing. So I wasn't doing what I was, that was the insecurities come from. Had I been doing what I was supposed to have been doing, then none of that would have happened. So you learn from where it was coming from. When you ain't doing what you need, when you ain't treating your woman the way you know you need to be treating her and courting her the way you supposed to, you done got comfortable and you flopping your ass on that couch and want to sit and watch TV and feel like, hey, I got her now. Why I go spend $100 on dinner? I got her now. She's mine. I don't gotta do that. I don't gotta do that type of stuff no more. When you was trying to get her, you was doing all those little small things. Then once you get her, you like, what? Why go out and spend $125? We can just sit right here and watch TV right here. And that's where the insecurities are gonna come from. Yeah, that's what happens. If you courting your woman right, you don't got no worries. You know you're doing what you're supposed to do, but it's when you know deep down, you know you ain't doing what you're supposed to, you ain't courting your woman the way you're supposed to. That's when them insecurities come in because you know she deserves better.
Yeah, man.
So for all you guys out there.
No, I was just agreeing with you because and I know a point where you had said when you was in New York, you was dating the Sunday chick, right? Because right now I'm in a point where I'm trying to build my business, and I told her this. I was like, look, it's gonna take a whole lot of working, and I spent a whole lot of time on my business trying to do this, right? And I knew in the back of my mind that okay, maybe I'm not in the right position to, you know what I'm saying, go out all the time and do all these things and do all that because I'm doing this. But I remember, go ahead.
No. So for all my guys on their purpose, and you got a girl, understand this is what you need. You got to understand this is what you need. All you need is one day. That's date night. President Obama made it for Michelle, where they had a date night, designated date night. He's the president of the United States. And he made time, he made sure him and Michelle had a date night every week when he was in the country, right? He made sure they had a date night every week. That's non-negotiable if you have a girlfriend. If you have a girlfriend, that's non-negotiable. If you can't do that, then just stay dating. But if you have a girlfriend, that's non-negotiable. All you need is one day. You can have the other 6 and grind. That one day shows her your appreciation for her, and it keeps y'all bond strong. That quality time, it keeps y'all bond strong. I'm not saying you gotta speak 3-4 days. One day. That's all. I
don't think this is the advice this guy was looking for, even though he's got a lot of respect for AMS, and so do I. When he started out with the problem of the breakup was, well, I thought she cheated, and I was red pill before this happened, so she broke up with him, but he didn't say anywhere where he wasn't courting her enough or anything like that. I'd like to dig a little deeper on the insecurity part. And what was her exact reasons when she broke up with you? Like, what did she say to you? What did she say? A lot of people do this too. They'll be like, "Oh, we just like what? This is why I always tell people, write your story out, send it in, right? Send it in and write your story out and get my take on it, or get someone else's take on it. Like, because when you leave stuff out, man, you'll get advice all over the place. And like I said, this is cool. And this is good general advice, but like I said, I'm not sure this fits this guy's situation completely. Because I don't think he was looking for, I needed to date her once a week. He said I believed in red pill too much, and basically, I was thinking she was cheating. Like, was there any evidence there? That would be the other thing. Like, was there evidence of that? That's a different case, right? Or were you just overreacting? Do you want to get back with her, or because you're the one that broke up with her, or she's the one? What were the grounds?
I was able to maintain the Sunday chick for over 2 years with one day, Sunday. That's why she was the Sunday chick. That's the only day I had. And and the thing with that was I was so tired that we didn't even go nowhere. I was so tired with all the stuff I was doing. She was appreciative of that. You see what I'm saying? But the point being is you still need that one day. So for all my guys on their purpose, and you got a girlfriend, you got to make one day. You got to give that one day. Now, if you're somebody who touring or driving trucks, that's totally different. You're out of town. But if you're a guy that's in town, you gotta make that one day. You got to make that one day.
Yeah. And last thing before I hop out, man, I don't want to take more time. In your opinion, if someone is red pill, do you I feel like I should probably just stay dating. Like after this, I don't even know if I want to ever get back in a relationship, like for real. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know female nature, is it really ever a point where you be like, you know what? I'm
a firm believer in that attachments trump hypergamy.
Okay.
And I'm a firm believer that a woman does not cheat on a man that she's attached to. I'm a firm believer of that. I've seen women turn down guys, be with guys who they were crazy about, and they had ballers who want them, and they wouldn't touch nobody else. I've seen that with my own eyes. I've seen that growing up, that women who was probably.
Now, this is an interesting take. Attachment trumps hypergamy. This is something that's not actually talked about. I haven't heard it put this way before. So this guy's saying, like, being red pill, if someone's red pill, so he's not saying he's exactly red pill, but he's saying if someone's red pill, is it even worth it getting involved with women in a relationship? It's not even worth it because hypergamy is always going to be there. They're always going to be looking for a better. Hypergamy means you're going to be looking for a guy that's bigger and better, badder, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. And hypergamy is one of those things that's environment based, right? So it's always a chance that hypergamy will take over, and a woman will go for a guy if he's interested for her and he has more money, more assets, more things, whatever she's attracted to that makes her believe. Because it's not always money. It could be just status, right? Could be attention. Could be a lot of different things. Money's the biggest one, especially in America. But what he's saying, I'd be really interested to ask him when he says attachment trumps hypergamy, what he means, what type of attachment, right? I'm not a big fan of attachment theory because I think there's a lot of holes there. But I do believe that there are women out there that are attached to their man, that are 100% in, that love him down to the bones. I've been in those relationships, and when they're there, especially during a honeymoon phase, that they can be loyal. And this is the thing that red pill, define it yourself, right? So I mean, it's a community with different guys, different groups with different rules, different outtakes. They have a manosphere. They have all these things, and that's great. There's some things I like about it. There's some opinions I like about it. Rational Male is a good book, right? I've evolved in my viewpoints about that. But really interesting point when he says attachment trumps hypergamy. In other words, if your woman's attached to you, if your woman's really into you, and attachment's kind of a triggering word for some people out there because they'd go, well, I mean, what's, attachment theory or this or that? I mean, what he's saying is if she's all in, she can still meet a guy, and he's saying a baller or something like that, someone of a high status, she can turn him down, right? And that's absolutely true. Now, if you start having problems in your relationship and you're insecure, and she's in an environment where she's coming across those guys repeatedly, then the temptation and the opportunity to move on or hypergamy take over, fine. But he's right. There's women out, especially first love, or there's another scenario where a woman or a man, but in woman in some cases, they haven't been with a guy for 2-3 years. Maybe they went and had a bad breakup. I've seen this before. They had a bad breakup. They took 2 or 3 years off. They licked their wounds. They had a tough time. COVID happened. The list goes on. And then their first serious boyfriend, it's like, water in the desert. It's the most amazing thing. And so hypergamy is absolutely real, and it happens a lot. But what he just said is true. If you're in a good relationship with a good woman, they're out there, it can be trumped. Let's get back to it.
With a normal working dude, and they would have ballers in the hood trying to get out. Nope. So that's why I get that from, because I saw that with my own eyes, that women be with a broke dude that she loves and cares about, and the guys with money couldn't get her. So I'm a firm believer in that. So if you're a guy that wants to be purple pill, then go purple pill if that's your thing. Don't stay red pill if that's not you. You have to live your own life for you, not me and nobody else. That's how you have to live your life. But I'm a firm believer that attachments trump hypergamy. I could be wrong. Maybe but I'm a firm believer that if you're a guy and your woman's attached to you, I don't believe a billionaire could take it from you. That's what I've seen in my life.
Appreciate it, man.
Excuse me. Attachment trumps hypergamy. Very interesting take from AMS. It would be interesting to hear this guy's full story and what he really wants. And what happens too is, like, depending on who you're talking to, and I'm not saying it about this guy, a lot of guys, women too, in the beginning when they're talking, like, that's what's tough if you're on a public video. You probably won't give all the ins and outs. If you're on a private coaching call or something like that, you could probably air out a little bit more and be a little more vulnerable. And give some ins and outs and get some better, and that's when you're going to get better advice. But this idea that the red pill thing and it's like, and he says it at the end. Well, if you're a purple pill, which means that you have a monogamous relationship, be okay with that. Be who you are, right? And I like that about AMS. He's very anecdotal, and that's what makes it very entertaining. And he's saying that, like, that's what I've seen. That's what I've seen, and that's my opinion. Excellent work. I'll be reviewing a few more of his videos in the future, actually. All right, folks, take care. Albuster, thanks for the super sticker. You are appreciated.